I'm Keith O'Derrick, and welcome to our second special edition of Upfront at the Hawthorne Plaza. In just a matter of moments, I'll be speaking with a very talented and well-respected actor that made his acting debut on the NBC television series The Cosby Show. Later, he decided to be a part of the big screen, as he starred opposite Sheila E. in the film Crush Groove. Later, he decided to get into the soaps, where he played the character of Bobby Blue on ABC's One Life to Live. Now he's a part of the law, that's the LA Law, where he plays the character of Jonathan Rollins. Stay tuned as we get up front with Blair Underwood.
I'm told you didn't appreciate what happened last night?
Not true. I think I fully appreciated what happened last night. Everyone acting in concert to embarrass me.
Well, you know, Jonathan, the peacock that struts around with his feathers out makes for an easy target.
I didn't do anything to cause that kind of resentment, Leland. If you ask me, the resentment was waiting for me the first day I walked through these doors.
Hi, my name's Steve Jones. I used to play guitar with a band called the Sex Pistols. A good friend of mine, Sid Vicious, died from drugs. I nearly died from drugs. Drugs suck.
Hello and welcome back to Upfront. I'm seated here with Blair Underwood. Hello, Blair, and welcome to Upfront.
All right.
How you doing?
I feel good.
How did you get started in acting?
You know how I got started in acting. They don't get all. I play Mr. Interviewer.
You gotta relate to these people and let them know how you got started.
No, I got started actually. I guess I was in junior high school. I started doing local dinner theaters in high school, and then I decided to go to college and study musical theater, which is voice, dance, and drama.
Right.
And January of '85, I moved to New York, started doing different projects. That was 3 years ago, and now LA Law.
Are you singing right now? I understand.
Singing?
I read on your bio. I got a bio from the plaza here.
No, well,
and it
no.
states that you're a singer as well.
No, well, like I said, my major was voice, dance, and drama, so I've been trained in that field. I haven't recorded anything. I would like to one day, but now it's not the time.
And what was it like working with Lisa Bonet on Cosby Show and Bill Cosby himself?
Well, which one? They're two very different characters.
Well, Bill Cosby.
Okay,
What
Cosby
type
was
of
great.
person is he?
Cosby is very much a perfectionist. He knows what he wants, and he knows how to get what he wants. And everybody around that city has the utmost respect for him.
Right.
So, and I think that's one reason the show is such a success, because he knows what he wants, he gets it, and he's got a formula that works, so why change it? Lisa, I like Lisa. I mean, I have a lot of respect for her. I don't agree with everything she does, but I have respect for her in that she does what she wants to.
Okay. Yeah, because I know
Right
she
or
just
wrong.
did a photo layout for one of these publications.
A Rolling Stone, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've always respected Lisa.
And what
And I admire her for
what was
that.
it like working with Sheila E?
Sheila is something else. You know, it's funny because when I started that, it was 3 years ago, and I was Mr. No-Name actor off the street.
Right.
And I came into a project with Sheila, of course, and Run DMC, and Curtis Blow, and the Fat Boys, and they were all established in their world of music. And I didn't know anything, so working with her, I was more or less in awe at first. You know, this is Sheila E.
Right. And she was pretty much happening at that time, I guess.
She's very much happening, still. So, and then to come into that and then to play opposite her was pretty overwhelming of an experience. And she made it easy.
Okay.
You know, because she hadn't done really much acting up to that point, and I'd come out of acting school, so we kind of met halfway.
What age were you at that time?
I was 20.
Okay. Blair, what does it feel like being considered a sex symbol? What? You're considered
This was
one of
the
the
surprise
10 most
question.
handsomest men in America.
Man. I don't know. What do you say to that?
Well, do you like the way the ladies treat you at this point, or is there a lady there's a lady in your life right now? Other
One
than your
particular
mom?
lady?
Yeah, other than your mom.
I'll put it to you like this. I'm a bachelor right now, and I'm enjoying very much being a bachelor.
Okay.
All right?
And what type of actors do you really respect in the industry today right now?
Oh, shoot. Well, there's, of course, Sidney Poitier.
Right.
always.
Do you have a close relationship with Sidney at this point in your career?
No, personally?
Have you ever met Sidney?
I met him once actually on a plane. I had a chance to sit next to him, which was just pure coincidence. From a flight from New York to LA,
Right.
which was a 5-hour flight, so I got a chance to really pick his brain. But no, that was the only time. I wouldn't say at all a close relationship.
And so he's basically the only actor that you really respect.
Oh, there are a number of them. I mean, there's him and there's Denzel, there's Hal Holbrook I like a lot. Robert De Niro I like a lot. Cosby, of course. Actors. Actress Cicely Tyson's work I've always liked. Meryl Streep. There are a number of them.
And what type of roles do you really enjoy playing? Any particular characters you like to be? The macho man, the lover?
Well,
Any particular roles that you enjoy playing?
Which one I enjoy playing? As an actor, I enjoy playing, if anything, as many different types of roles as I can, as opposed to being stuck into one niche.
Right.
Playing one type of character, which is funny because before this I was playing all street characters, before LA Law. And now playing this young Buppy type character, or black yuppie. It's funny because now people, directors and producers and casting directors, that's what they see.
How did you get that part in LA Law of Jonathan Rollins?
Yeah, you know, people ask that. I wish I could give some kind of outlandish way that happened. I just auditioned like everybody else.
Well, it's just interesting how they came about developing the character and adding a black actor to the program as being a very articulate, well-spoken lawyer. You know, it's very rare in television today.
Yeah, well, you know, I think I always try to encourage people to write in to the producers and tell them how they feel. Because I think my character being on the show, just the character itself, the reason it was written, is in direct relation to people writing letters saying, listen, why isn't there a black lawyer in the firm? I mean, you have a show of that caliber of LA Law that represents the legal community.
Right.
So are you saying we don't have black lawyers? And then they receive letters like that.
Exactly.
And they responded.
Well, a little bit later in the show, we're going to give these people an opportunity to write in to you and our attention.
Please do.
How old am I?
Yes.
How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
No, how old are you? Are you married?
Is that a proposal?
Huh?
Is that a proposal?
No, that's a question.
No, I'm 23.
23?
23.
Okay. So what are you going to do after you finish LA Law?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. And the show is still pretty new. It's only in its second year, starting our 3rd season. And hopefully it'll be around for a long time. So at this point, I don't know.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, actually I have an older brother. Frank lives in New York, and I have 2 sisters, one 18, Marlo, and one 8, Melissa.
Really?
So there's 4 of us.
Okay, well, thanks.
All right.
Next question.
Next.
Come on through.
What's your question?
My question is, did you by any chance take any special classes to prepare you for the role on LA Law?
Not specifically for that role. I went to school to study acting for 3 years in Pittsburgh at a school called Carnegie Mellon University. No, when it came down to this role, I talked to a few lawyers just to get a background of the legal profession and about law school and about lawyers on a personal side, but no classes, no.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
We have another question over here. We have another question.
What do you like to do in your spare time? Like hobbies?
That's a good question. Since I came out to California, I've been riding horses a lot. So I got into horseback riding, spending time with friends, hanging out.
You have any more questions over here? Any more questions for Blair?
You have a question?
After One Life to Live, will you be coming back?
I don't think so.
Life after life?
Not at this point.
That's it.
Did you watch that?
Yeah.
You did?
Good.
No, thank you.
That's the end of the question.
Okay, did you like doing acting on soap operas better or LA Law?
Well, it's 2 different mediums. I love very much playing Bobby Blue on One Life to Live. It's a whole different setup. It's a whole different process. On a soap opera, you're doing an hour's show 5 days a week. LA Law, we're doing an hour show, and it takes 8 days to film that show, so it's much more relaxed as far as the time to put on an episode. Right.
So
But no, I love them both.
They're waiting for the Davidoff file. They want to get set up for the meeting.
Oh, there it is.
Penny, this isn't the Davidoff file.
I made copies of the wrong file?
Oh no. Benny, you made copies of the file you were supposed to shred.
Roxy, where's the file?
Oh, I can find it. I can put it back together.
You got two files mixed up.
People, how long does it take to get a file around here?
We've got a problem.
I accidentally shredded it, Leland.
You what?
I fed the Davidoff file into the shredder by mistake. I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You very well may have cost us this case.
It's not a problem. I'll go over to Wainwright and O'Connor and photocopy their file.
There were original documents in that file that Wainwright O'Connor doesn't have copies of. That Saul Davidoff doesn't have copies of.
Give me a chance to reconstruct them. We can reschedule the meeting.
Right now, sir, that is the least of your problems.
Blair, 5 years from now, what do you like to be as an actor in your career?
Wow. It's a hard question. I would like to do 5 years.
5 years
If
from
the
now.
show's still on the air, I would love to still be with the show, number one. And I would like to branch into features eventually. I mean, that's going to take some time in doing, but that's the goal.
Is there pretty much a void for that as far as black actors getting into feature films? It seems like there is a shortage.
No, for any actor.
Yeah.
You know, you hear so much about black and white and
Exactly.
You know, sure, there's a problem. There's a problem in America with that blacks progressing period, but that's no excuse to dwell on.
Right.
I mean, it's hard for any actor to break into features, and it's hard for a television actor to break into feature films, but that's changing. It's not as difficult as it was before. You know, with Michael J. Fox doing his thing, and Ted Danson and Tom Selleck with 3 Men and a Baby. So it's happening more and more.
Right.
But yeah, it's hard, but I don't think it's any difficult per se because I'm a black actor.
What advice would you give to a young actor or young actress that's thinking about getting into acting?
Stage training, as much theater training as possible. Work it, take classes, and realize that when you get into it, that it is a business, and you have to sell yourself as a product, because that's what you are.
Exactly.
You may have the talent, but if you can't sell it to somebody, it'll never be exposed to the public.
Okay, I'd like to thank you for being a part of Upfront.
Hey,
all right, Blair?
All right.
Much continued success, okay?
Thank you.
And I'd like to thank you for tuning in to this segment of Upfront. Until next time, I'm Keith O'Derrick saying, keep your head to the sky and keep your dreams alive. So long.
Harvard Law. Editor of the Law Review. Ames competition. Best oralist. Well, I am impressed, Mr. Rollins.
Thank you, sir.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. My mother's an attorney. My father's a professor of economics at UC Riverside. I've clerked for the past few summers at Felder Ivy McCoy. As a matter of fact, they offered me a permanent position. But under the heading less is more, I think that a small, prestigious firm such as Mackenzie Brockman could be more responsive to my personal needs. Or at least Bill Howard thinks so.
Bill Howard, as in Howard Enterprises?
Yes, sir. He's been a close personal friend of my family for years.
That's how Mr. Rollins came to our attention.
He also told me that you have a real commitment to minority hiring that goes beyond tokenism. That means a lot to me.
Well, Mr. Rollins, your education is top drawer, your family connections are impressive. I think you could fit in quite nicely.
Thank you.
What would you be looking for in the way of compensation?
72.5. And I wouldn't be opposed to your designating a percentage of that as a signing bonus.
Excuse me, but we've been starting our associates pretty much commensurate with the going rate, which, as I'm sure you're aware, is considerably lower.
I understand, sir, but I've already been offered 71 with Hawthorne Gold.
So much for your doctrine of less is more.
Sometimes more is more.
Well, perhaps we could reach as high as 57.5?
With all due respect, Mr. Brockman, this is not a negotiation. Gentlemen, it's been a genuine honor and a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Could you give us till the end of business today?
Of course, sir.